What's up, Banana Bunch? You know what time it is? It's time for another episode of the Junglejims podcast. I'm your host, Mark. Welcome to the show. Look, I got a few things to get out of the way. As always, download the Junglejims app. You can find items in the store that way. You can use it as a price scanner. It's got the five most recent episodes of the Junglejims podcast available to you there. And maybe most importantly, we have app exclusive deals every week. All kinds of stuff's on sale. It's a great way to get some extra deals. And then, if you want, you watch the weekly ad on there. You can see it a week early almost too, so you can see and plan ahead. I think that's really great. Every Thursday night, we open the Oscar station here at Junglejims Fairfield, and we do a big cigar night and a bourbon night. If you haven't been over there, you're missing out. Chef Mike from the Oscar event kitchen, he's making all kinds of like hand foods and snacks, and everything's great. The menu changes pretty frequently. I pop over there about once a month to check it out. One of my favorite things, if you haven't been there yet, is Jungle repurposed an old dry cleaning rack as a rack for the bourbon bottles. So don't touch the button. They'll show you, though, but it still works. And it's how they switch out new and old bottles. It's a lot of fun. We'll have entertainment there sometimes. Gary's been picking out great cigars for everybody. It's an awesome time. If you're remotely interested in cigars, pardon me, you should definitely check this out because it's a good time. Everybody's having fun. Blah, blah, blah. But that's every Thursday night. Opens up at 4 p.m. I think they close at 10, maybe 9 o'clock. I'll double check, but it's all over our website. But you should come check it out sometime. It's a lot of fun. And we've got more stuff. Amanda in the event center, she's planning all kinds of things. I know I am hosting on June 10th The Office themed trivia night. We've got murder mysteries coming in. I know there's a Golden Girls murder mystery dinner coming up. There's all kinds of crazy stuff. We're doing crazy things. On June 11th, I'm so hyped about this. I think we can finally announce it on the podcast here. Former head writer of The Simpsons, Bill Oakley, is coming to Cincinnati, and he's doing a show here at Junglejims, and there's food involved. So he's teaming up with Chef Mike, and they're making all kinds of dishes. It's going to be like a multi-course meal. Bill said he'd do the podcast, which is crazy. I recorded it, Bill, so you have to do it now. Bill rules. He's really funny. He has really great food content in general. So if you love watching little short videos, you should follow him at that Bill Oakley. And then can't wait till he comes in. So on that, Thursday, the Oscar station, that's not the only thing going on this week. We got a bunch of things. So tomorrow, well, actually today, as of the day you're watching this clip, Lucky and I will be at the Sweets and Snacks Expo. It's like the world's largest candy show. It's one of my favorite events we get to go to every year. It's in Indianapolis for now. They're moving it to Vegas next year, which I'm sure that'll be fun too. But it's kind of nice when it's in the neighborhood, as it were. But like I said, that's not the only thing going on this week. We've also got at the Commonwealth Sanctuary, one of our favorite places to go in town. Our pal Dave is doing The People versus Blink-182, but I'm not going to explain it well. So what I am going to do is I've got a ton of snacks and candy inspired by classic era as well as some new and interesting stuff. But more importantly, I've got Dave Stewart here from the Full Spin Club, which I was recently on the podcast. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Oh my God. Hey, Mark. How's it going?
I'm leaving it. We have to leave it in now.
You ever sit somewhere patiently waiting for your entrance and then you immediately botch it?
Every entrance I've ever made, actually. Well, welcome to the show. First off, seriously, thank you so much for that. The Closure Moscow guys loved it, and they have listened to the episode too, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
And they're going to be here in June, so we should totally go to the show too.
We should. Yeah.
Dave, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm a stand-up comedian and podcast host here in Cincinnati, Ohio.
I love you wore the hat.
Yeah,
Smart move.
I wear the hat. It's the Full Spin Club. It is where I talk to mostly comedians about their favorite album.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, there is the extreme closeness of both of those activities of being in a band versus or being a musician in general and being a stand-up comic.
Yeah.
In my mind, there are two sides of the same coin. And so I wanted to talk to comedians about their musical inspirations and sort of use it as a vehicle to dig into their own creative process, how they view themselves, how they view their work they're doing, all that kind of thing. Because music has been such a huge part of my life as far as figuring out how I think about things, what do I gravitate towards, what do I enjoy, and then diving in deeper to the stories of those people in those bands and figuring out, we're really similar.
Yeah.
And then, but comedy ended up being my outlet instead.
That's cool.
Because I didn't have the patience to learn an instrument to its perfect amount.
I as a fan of virtuosos, I always regret that I didn't take the time when I was young.
Right. But, or didn't have the support.
I got lucky. It was funny. My parents were really on board for aspects of the music career.
Right.
Where they loved the idea that they loved that I did marching band. That was that was absolutely their shit. Right?
I was an orchestra kid myself.
So you get it a little bit. And
yeah.
they loved that end. But then once I was like, you know what? I'm never going to find the love of a woman with an alto sax.
Yeah.
But this guitar might help. And then I got in it, and they were on board. You know, they like got me lessons, all that stuff. They were cool about that. I was a bad student. So I'm one of those where I was just like, you know, it'd be way cooler being the front man in the band.
Yeah.
And I don't have to learn a thing. I kind of know how to say, you know what I mean? It was like that. And, but I did, you know, you mentioned the comparison between the musician and the comedian. And I always said, all of us in any space, we're all failed musicians, right?
You know? And it's hilarious because like musicians are oftentimes failed comics, like or they want to be funny, and that's, of course, like, that in between song riff is like where they get like their biggest like gas up of their set.
Like, okay, cool. Yeah, I played a hit and then I said something funny.
Like, wow, I'm talented and funny. Oh my god!
And then think about how big the crowds are too, right? Like you're like the scale, especially compared to like an independent club where you're like, all right, there's like 100 people here, or 10,000 people just laughed at this silly thing I said.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, at that point, it's a numbers game.
Right.
We always like to say that, like, when the room is light, you really test your metal.
Yeah.
Because when the room is light and you get the entire room to laugh, it feels better than when you get like a group of 100, because like the odds are against you in a small room.
Sure.
And so like like in a group of 10,000, like sure, like okay, like like whatever, Lee Kimbrell, like
we love Lee. Lee, when are you coming in here? No, Lee and I have been orbiting doing an episode forever.
Soon.
Yeah, so, I was gonna say like next week, I think. Right?
Yeah, he'll be back.
I gotta light him up too because we chat. It's like everyone else. This is never bad because I totally understand how busy everybody is, as I'm also one of those people. But I love that. It was like, we got to do it this time.
Yeah.
I've got, I'm really excited for coming in next week. I've got Billy Wayne Davis coming in. So I'm really excited about that because he's doing Bombs Away at the Comedy.
Okay.
Right. Or at the Comet, rather. At the Comedy.
Yeah, at the Comedy.
It's a comedic place. Their burritos are hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, I love sitting down with comedians in general because I feel like you guys like, well, any funny person has an interesting perspective on life, right? So
we'll see.
I think if they're funny, I wouldn't say all comedians, but any funny person, right? That's my take.
Well, I just watched a video recently where it was just like, how are you about to be on a podcast as a comedian and not be funny? And it's just been like ringing around my brain the entire time. I'm like, am I funny? Like I know how to write a joke,
but you don't. But here's my take. I didn't have you in here expecting you to be funny. I came in here expecting you to be yourself.
Okay. Wow.
Well, that sounds bad. Do you know what I'm saying though? Like, I don't want you to feel like, I don't want anybody to feel like they have to come and like do the bit.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm so bad at that.
Yeah, I'd rather just be like, be genuinely you. Because I think something that the audience doesn't always recognize, because there are, like, look, for me in my career, early on, I had a bunch of bad experiences as like a child with celebrities. And I was like, well, if I want to be in this industry, I just have to be the guy I want people to meet.
You're like, oh, sorry. Like, I had a terrible experience as a child with celebrities. You know, me and Mike... He was the only good one. Me and Mike Jackson, so close. God.
Look, you know what? This is my hottest take. I just think he was a regular weirdo.
Yeah, just a regular weirdo.
I was like, he had no childhood. This all tracks to me. They're like, but what about those kids? The kids that only show up when a check shows up. That's weird how that works. Anyway, not saying whatever. Someone will be mad about this. It doesn't matter. I still look. Bad and Thriller are two of my favorite records ever. But no, I always thought I was like, I just having those rude run-ins, right? You know, and you hear people never meet your heroes and stuff like that. But I just think common decency was like a thing. That was all I've ever really expected out of anybody.
I feel like I've gotten incredibly lucky with like my celebrity like chats. I met Judd Apatow, who's like my personal comedy hero.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I met him. He was doing a show at the Largo. It was like Gary Shandling's, like one of Gary Shandling's last appearances before
Oh my God, I would have loved to see Gary Shandling too.
Like,
holy crap.
The Avett brothers were on the bill as well. Like, what a show.
Yeah.
And I met Judd after, and he was so nice.
That's so cool.
And like I was like all like
sure.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, it's fine. I just want to be you. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear that too, because and it makes sense. That's probably why he's like shepherding so many careers and like he's out there looking for people like us.
Well, I've always been so intrigued by that career path in comedy versus like the one that's in the limelight all the time.
Yeah.
Like I love the puzzle of putting together shows. It's like why I produce shows.
Right.
And it's because like I know where people fit. It'll be sick.
That's awesome.
And then just like not really worrying about my spot in it. Yes, I host most of the shows but like someone's gotta.
Dude, it's when I first started acting, I was like, oh, no one will cast me in anything. I guess I have to learn production.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know who will cast me? The director, me.
Yeah.
And it's funny.
I know him.
I felt like people were weird to me about that, but I was just like, well, I mean, you can make your own thing.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to start up your own thing.
For sure. I was like, I'm just doing it, baby.
Yeah.
Like, I want this that bad, you know?
Whether or not it hits is a different different beast, but you can still do it.
I assume most of them won't, usually. A lot of times, and we joke about this, that this is a conversation in the Borison household frequently, which is, we're just doing this for us, right? Like, a lot of these jokes are just for me.
Yeah.
And if other people love it, I'm happy.
Dude, so I like in that vein, like the people versus, most of the jokes that I laugh at the most are like the tiny ones that I like just stick in there. These are just for me.
Yeah, good.
Like,
That's how it should be.
Yeah,
But then you'll find those people in the audience too. They're like, hey, you know what? I really love this little sly dig you made at Travis Barker being on an airplane.
Right.
And they're like, oh, you know.
My favorite one for the people versus Drake, which is on YouTube, by the way, for anyone who wants to watch.
And I'll make sure to put the links at if you're listening or watching along, all the info will be there so you can watch along.
Was like I do intro videos to start the show, and like it's like, and a jury will like test his face, and it's just a picture of a child like in a jury box.
Amazing. I love it.
It's like, and I was like with witnesses, and it's like another child. Like
that's amazing. Yeah,
like,
it's you
gotta poke fun at Drake.
Yeah, I love it. That's so good. Oh my gosh, what's funny is like I hated his music before, and then all this stuff came out about him. I was like, I've never felt so vindicated.
Yeah, you're Dashboard Confessional at this point.
Yeah, seriously. I am wrong. Yeah. I got a chance to shoot them a couple years ago to show, and then I let them live. But no, I was really crazy because I'm like in the pit, and I was like, isn't this supposed to be Dashboard Confessional? And Chris Carrabba grew like a huge gnarly beard and got in really good shape. And I was like, that is not the same dude. And then I'm looking at him, I was like, there's no way I believe your lyrics anymore. Because it looks like you've grown in a positive way. I bet none of this tracks, you know?
What are they, DC top now? Dashboard Confessional top?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm really
I didn't even know. I saw him, it was like one of the last Bunberries.
Oh, okay.
That's how long it was, a pre-COVID world.
Oh, yeah.
The good old days. I really was so embarrassed, too. I was like, when's Dashboard coming in? They're like, that's who's on stage. I'm like, that's fine. He doesn't know who I am. It doesn't matter. Hey, why don't you pick a snack, and then while you pick something, do you want a drink or we can double up?
I think we'll rock this drink first.
Okay, cool.
I
think I got a bottle opener for it hiding over here.
Oh, good call.
We come prepared. All of my little secret things under here. You are, my friend. What did you pick today? Tell the audience what you've picked.
This is Lester's Fixins peanut butter and jelly soda.
Probably one of the only ones to me of the whole Lester's Fixins lineup that sounds actually edible. I mean, I guess they're all legally edible, like bacon's a food.
Yeah.
But this one actually sounds like this might work as a drink.
Well, so like I picked it because I'm a massive sucker for PB&J.
Oh, really?
I'm of the opinion the Uncrustable is a perfect sandwich.
Okay.
I don't engage in them often because.
Do you like crust normally? Or,
yeah.
Okay. But you just like that it's like a
sometimes
single unit.
Honestly, like pro tip for your Uncrustables, leave them half frozen.
Okay, why do you say that?
Because if you're a fan of crunchy peanut butter, like I am, they only come in creamy, and so like the sort of like half frozen peanut butter kind of becomes like a little bit of a texture difference.
Damn, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I got to shout out my buddy Jeremy Greenwell that just came and did the THC Soda episode with me. Jeremy is always well prepared for music festivals. And I never had an Uncrustable.
Oh, it is ass.
Oh, is it bad?
Oh, God, it's terrible.
It looks bad. That's like one where I was like, no, you don't have to pour any for me.
It's like someone put in a little bit of like PB2 into like a strawberry soda, just a touch,
just enough.
Yeah, just like a dusting.
So compared to some of the other flavors, like I don't know, I think he does the mustard one. I could be wrong. I know they have a lot of weird ones. I think maybe he's the ranch soda, but like their whole line. I was joking with you in the aisle, but I see people buy these, and they're fun. And I think this is almost 100% true, which is I'll watch somebody buy one. I'll watch them go out. You don't have to finish it if you don't want. We can like donate to somebody.
You can ice me with it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is for ALS. I got to drink the PB&J soda challenge. Maybe that'll be something I do, and we'll raise some awareness. But no, you'll see the people buy the bottle, take a swig, and then the bottle sits somewhere by the cart corral. Almost 100% of the time.
Well, dude, mustard soda sounds awful.
I tried that one, but it's not good.
Same with like ranch soda. I don't know, dude.
No, all of them sound bad. There's one I think that's like churro or maybe horchata soda. I'm like, that sounds like that might go.
Yeah.
You know? And this was one that I was like, depending on how this plays out, that could be good. But
you know, fixins.
Yeah. Lester's Fixins, will you come on the show?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I'm just going to pull this
Will
clip.
you hop out of 1940 whenever this picture on the bottle was taken and come tell me how you rivaled Chick-fil-A? That's
How
like,
does it-
this gives me such like those boards in a Chick-fil-A that tell you the story.
Yes, exactly.
So similar.
You're like, see, here in sweet Georgia, we were closed on a Sunday. You're
He
like, all right.
invented the chicken breast.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I'm going to go with a drink that doesn't sound awful yet. Then can I also steal
please
that?
do.
I saw this company come in. This company is called Boots Beverages, founded in 1948 in Belleville, Texas. You ever hear a name of a place and you're just like, that's not a real place?
for some reason, Belleville, Texas does sound like a real place.
It does.
It sounds like a King of the Hill situation.
Exactly, where they combine two other cities to
Yeah,
become
yeah.
Harlan. Let's see if this one's a winner. Okay, this one actually smells
Okay.
good.
What
Here.
flavor is it?
It's called
Dewberry?
Dewberry. That's why I picked it. I was like, I don't know what that
Yeah.
is. Here, while I do that, I was shouting out Jeremy Greenwell, who got me hot on the Crustables when we in my old life we used to cover music festivals, and we did the first year of Sonic Temple together, and he took great care of us. He was like super set. He's like, got a bag full of Uncrustables, and I was like, I've never even tried
like,
one.
we're
Let's do
basically
it.
lit on these.
It was
Yeah.
kind of amazing, honestly,
Yeah.
because the food is always good at those festivals, but I'm like just cheap enough to be like, I'm not spending $17 on a bucket of noodles.
Why do that when you have a pocket crusty? Like,
That's
come
what I'm
on.
saying.
Like,
Yeah.
you got a pocket
I got
sandwich?
A secret like,
Yeah.
You'll see on next week's episode, Jungle's got a pepper pocket.
Okay.
In that same way. No joke. Very excited for that one to air. Here, I'm going to go grab cups so you can try this as well.
Okay.
But while I'm grabbing the cup so that nobody is the wiser, explain the People Versus series for us.
Okay, for sure. So the People Versus is a series that's sort of an offshoot of the podcast, The Full Spin Club, where we, like comedians, put musical acts on trial. So this one is the People Versus Blink-182, and it's essentially narrows down to like a debate show of good band, bad band. We started real hot with Taylor Swift. We followed that up with Nickelback.
How many angry young girls reached out to you over the Taylor Swift thing?
No one reached out directly because, like, mostly because I think we handle the shows really well of making sure that like it is in good fun versus like actually hanging someone out to dry.
For sure.
And then there was like the Grateful Dead. Then
I felt like that one would also draw a little ire too.
that drew a little ire, namely from the comics that were very impassioned, like talking their side.
That's actually really funny. I need to come to one of them. Sorry I haven't made it out
Oh,
to it
you're
yet.
totally fine.
I got short arms, otherwise I'd cheer.
That's much better than the PB&J one. Yeah.
It's like raspberry, right?
Apologies for not offering you a sip.
No, I'm glad you didn't. Honestly, I didn't want one. It was one I was like, Once I smelled that this one smelled good, I was like, yeah, we'll share that. That'll be
I don't even know what the smell of this one is.
I'm afraid. I don't
just pillaged my tongue. Like, oh, dude, it just smells like chemicals.
Yeah, I'm sure. And look, no shade to them. It works for them, but
Well, who's in a lab that's like, you know what? Like,
what if I combine the flavors of ashtray and bacon?
yeah, like I think chlorine and bromine will make a very solid peanut butter flavor.
Well, that's just Mountain Dew.
yeah.
All right, I actually really like this one, and it's not even cold. It is kind of just like mixed berry soda. You want a topper?
I'll take a topper. I'm not driving. I am. This is far.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, by the
I
way.
am driving. We don't live in a fun, walkable town.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh my gosh, when I got hurt last summer, and I almost immediately was like, I literally cannot go anywhere unless an Uber comes to get me.
Right.
And then that is prohibitively expensive. And it
Yeah.
was like, oh, the nearest bus station, also have to take an Uber to get to
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And then I was like, we joked at one point, and I priced this out, and I think it would have been cheaper, but was to hire movers to carry me out of the house.
Oh, wow.
And take me somewhere.
And this wasn't prohibitively expensive.
It was, I mean, it was still,
on
but I was
par.
like, comparatively,
Yeah.
I was like, Uber's not going to carry me down a flight of stairs. The movers will, and for $20
Yeah.
difference, that blew my mind.
Bang. Yeah.
Yeah,
Easy.
it's kind of a deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the company was M&B, and I was like, well, that feels like that's on brand for
Yeah.
me. So I was on board for it, but I have a few tips I'll bring out as we go. I wanted to mention, I know I did briefly say this, but I really had a fun time on your show. So thank you so much
yeah.
for having me. It was
Of
really
course,
awesome.
man.
I'm looking forward to doing more things like that. That's why I was so excited to do this. We got to try something good. Look, actually, I think you should try this guy right down here. So
Okay.
this is a favorite find of ours recently.
Okay.
I got one for me too. They go by, these are Yoraku, I believe is how the company's name. It's from Japan.
Sure.
But they call these Black Thunder bars. Now, this, as I mentioned in the store, this is the 30.
Yeah.
I don't really know what half of it means. Google Translate's not been helpful. My charming +1 is learning Japanese, but slowly.
30.
But with the first bag I saw, it just said 200%. And I was like, well, I got to get that just for the
200%
joke.
of what?
Yeah, and it was 200% chocolate or 200% delicious. It was very funny.
200% chocolate.
And if you watch the commercials for these, they're very, like they play into Japan's loneliness epidemic.
Are they really campy?
Yeah, but they're like, this will get you the love of a woman kind of idea.
Oh, okay.
It's clearly tongue in cheek, but at the same time,
it's like, this is going to get me the love of a woman.
it might be. I mean, you're happy at home. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm happy.
But just in case, well, I was going to say, I saw a lot of Roller Girls adjacent posts, so I have a feeling we may have another crossover coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're going to come in, what's her name? Jackie the Ripper and I are working on bringing a bunch of them in to skate in the store to do some
heck yeah.
silly stuff.
Yeah. No, my girlfriend's a roller girl.
That's what I just didn't want to out her before you did.
No.
I love them so much.
Yeah, Andy Wardall.
Oh, that's a great name, too.
Yeah,
That's
classic.
So
She's a graphic designer.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
So you can tell this is not American because this is not an American-sized piece of food, which I'm sure is lit in other parts of the country. But now I'm all Americanized up.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, having just been out of the country very recently, I thought about that in almost every regard. Like the sodas were smaller, all that. And I was happy about it, by the way.
I'm sure it rocks.
It does.
Like, it helps you out a bit.
I don't have control. I need them to control me a little bit.
Correct.
I know that's unpopular. Hopefully you'll like this, though. It's like a little crunchy chocolate thing. I don't think there's any nuts in this one. Yeah, it's so good every time. And this is not the best one. I mean, this is great. I like it a lot. Yeah.
This is giving me Oreo.
Yeah.
Like black cocoa.
Yep.
Is involved in this.
You got that like nice cookie bite as well. Yeah. Good. The chocolate is really rich. And I feel like, I don't know, that plays really well for me here. The Japanese chocolates don't always hit for me because I love all their fruit flavor things, right? But this was such a surprise.
Yeah.
When I get a bag of the 200% ones, then I'll bring you one over to the house one day.
Okay.
Because it's like stupid.
This is very good. I also made an extreme error in judgment and be like, I won't eat before this.
Oh, this is perfect. So I'm just trying to spike your sugar.
Yeah.
Do you want a savory next?
Sure.
I think you should go with your pick here. I thought was a good one. Why don't you tell them what they brought?
So I was shepherded to the Japanese aisle to look for specifically Japanese flavored Lay's.
Yeah.
This one really jumped out at me because it is very obviously squid flavored, but I was so curious as to why the squid was wrapped in a soft pretzel. And whether or not that's legitimately what's going on in this picture, to be determined.
Yeah, but a squid frozen or a soft pretzel would go crazy.
Or like a squid cake.
Yeah.
I don't like, but again, this was one of the only bags also in the area that did not have like an American or like an English inscription telling you exactly what it is.
Yeah, well, I think what's happened at least since I've started here is like, so I think these are actually Chinese, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Taiwanese.
That's incredibly embarrassing for me. Yeah,
it's fine. Oh, you're not an expert on other languages, Dave?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's like they'll hold you accountable.
They'll come for me.
Yeah, I know they will. I'm gonna actually send them. I'm giving them your personal information. Please get all complaints directly to.
I'm gonna get a shirt that's like I went on the Jungle Gyms podcast and all I got was docs.
Brought to you by Cincy Shirts.
Yeah. That's all I got was docs.
Well, it's funny, as these have grown more popular in other countries, I think they've started to put more of the other ones. Like one of my favorites over there, and I've had it a billion times on the show. I was laughing if you had picked it. I'm like, no, I'm on board. But it's a numb and spicy hot pot flavor.
Oh.
Magical. I think this is one of the few ones I haven't tried.
Okay. I'm not a huge spice guy, so I did kind of like stay away.
Funny enough, they're not very spicy at all. It's the most frustrating part about it is that they are not spicy. Like there's a little bit. You got a little fish smell?
No.
Okay.
Why does this smell like Skyline to me?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe not Skyline specifically, but it's like, oh, is this Empress? You know what I mean? It's like the offshoot.
It's Cincinnati chili coated.
I'll take one. Yeah, it really does have that. That's crazy. I wonder why. I guess maybe barbecue squid. You know what I really like?
Barbecue
the precision.
squid.
Look at that chip edge. Like that was specifically
nice.
deliberately cut. I don't know why I'm afraid to eat this. I get a little of that chili flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, more as it goes.
I get no pretzel. I feel lied to.
I get a hint of oceaniness. A hint, though.
Yeah. What are you?
Well, I feel like with a lot, every time I've ever had like squid cooked or smoked or anything, it does hit like kind of a porkish note to me.
Yeah.
And that's really good.
Pigs of the sea.
Yeah. Right. No, that's the Coast Guard. I'm kidding. I don't know what they do.
I used to have a bit about the Ghost Guard.
Do you really?
So people got mad at me.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like you can be in
It
the
is a
Coast Guard and be
bummer.
stationed in like Iowa.
Yeah.
because the rivers are technically like a coast.
That makes
Like-
perfect sense.
I was like, oh, that's the worst.
So I'm just ripping through the drinks
Oh,
today.
go
I'm a
for
soda sommelier now. That was a good one. All right, I'm glad that we tried that.
I'm actually
today.
on board with these.
You know, it's funny because I'll get comments every so often on the show. They're like, you haven't done enough with the products. I was like, we're like 200 episodes in. I assure you, there are
we've
hundreds of hours of the products. But I still love these moments where I'm like, let's meet someone I don't know super well yet. I mean, you and I got to know each other on your show. But I'm like, why don't we try more of these things? We're doing good. All right. That was surprisingly delicious.
I mean, I'm kind of good for you, shrimp hot pocket looking guy.
Yeah. Shrimp pockets. Let me see. Let
Squid.
me pick something fun here. Let's see. I was really excited about the Kanpai foods, but I'm gonna have to go back to that. I'll skip these today because the bag I got, I think, was a bag handled by
Literally
customers. Yeah, they're dried, freeze dried hard candies, but I think. Well, you can imagine. I grabbed the one off the front of the rack. I never do that. I always
do
go
that.
2 or 3 back.
Yeah.
That's where my OCD kicks in, or whatever you want to call it, neuroses. And I'm like, all right. I was really excited. I love the packaging, but I'm going to see you all at Sweets and Snacks Expo, so we'll just do a fresh one together there. But you all should check. I know the freeze dried stuff is crazy right now. Just be warned. It was a crazy weekend.
I feel like the last time I ran into like a freeze dried craze was on my 8th grade trip to like space camp.
Yeah.
And they have like those freeze dried ice creams. And
they
you're
were
like,
great.
I'm eating like an astronaut.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine when astronauts are just like, oh, we eat our ice cream up here? I'm like, oh, hell yeah, dude.
All right, sign me up.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean I'm in the military?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. Excuse me. The best part of the show when I choke on the liquids. Where should we go next then? I was thinking that. You know, I've got a couple favorites. So I brought these along. We can close the show with King's Hawaiian, I think, because you know they're delicious. But you've had something similar. But this was really fun. This is King's Hawaiian pretzel bites, and they are delicious. We found them at Sweets and Snacks Expo last year, which is why I brought them along. But you know, I love when we were talking about like the nostalgic end of candy, and you picked some classics in here.
Yes.
One of these stuck out in particular, right?
Yeah. Well, one of them stuck out immediately, and it was actually this Jones Soda
Bust it out.
candy.
I remember those existing, but I've never tried these.
So I never tried the candies in and of themselves, but I remember. So I come on the show. We're trying to do like a sort of Blink-182-esque, at least just promote the show a little bit. And I was like, okay, what was I up to in 2009 when I donned this shirt initially? And it was bringing Jones Soda to a birthday party as a gift. But drinking one of them. That was like the calling card of the time.
I love it.
And I was like, now it's like, okay, we'll go back to the classic, blue raspberry?
I think
berry
so.
lemonade.
Yeah, berry lemonade sounds great.
In candy form now.
They just did a sour version of that for Fallout.
Okay.
And it is surprisingly sour.
Yeah. The cola, like the Nuka-Colas.
Yeah, so they had the Nuka-Cola Victory, which was like peach mango. And then they brought the sour blue lemonade recently, so it's the Quantum, and it glows. And I'm a casual Fallout fan. Like, I've played the games. I really like the show, but I wasn't that much of a diehard. But I tried that, and so we're doing the bit where I'll do this every so often. One of my favorite things about working in the grocery store is like we call these kid drugs, where it's like where you do something that as a kid felt like doing drugs, which is for me is drinking something in the store before
doing a
I
line
pay
of
for
Fun
it.
Dip. I'm
exactly,
with you.
Right, exactly. It's icy branded now, right? So when I saw it, I was just like, oh, for this video, well, you know, usually we do a review, we'll grab the product, we'll put it in the fridge, and then we'll like shoot it in here. But for that, I was like, no, let's just drink it right on the floor. And it absolutely surprised me with how sour it was. And that video did really well, so I keep getting comments on it, and I kind of hate to watch it because I'm like, oh, I was surprised.
I do have a request for the edit, and it's you zoom in on my hands while I try and unwrap that for a minute.
Yes, just slow push in the whole time. These look fun. It says carbonated candy, too. Ooh, I didn't.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah, right. And folks, you can get these at Eastgate as well. They're here at Fairfield in the candy section at Eastgate in the Candy Castle, which we realized today is so much larger over there. Flavor's pretty good off the...
Flavor's good. I'm not getting the carbonated part.
No.
Even when I like chewed it.
Yeah.
Because I'm an animal.
I was wondering if I'm like... is that my tinnitus or is it starting to
They
fizz?
put a Pop Rock in the center,
Right.
and you got to find it.
It's really just like a Camel Crush, but Jones.
I saw someone like the nicotine pouches. They made like a Camel Crush version of that. Some company.
Like how your skin, you can't like the mint
Well, like,
doesn't
not the pat or like it's like for an extra burst of hydration in like the lip pouch. I was like, what?
Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned.
We've strayed too far. A Camel Crush for your lip.
That's right. See, I was thinking, I was like, you can't take
patch,
a mint transdermal, you know, or whatever.
You're like, I need an extra boost. Yeah, bah.
But just Adderall.
It's just drugs.
These are good. I would eat this again.
Yeah.
I am bummed it's not carbonated.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I kind of wish they didn't put that on the packaging.
Yeah,
I'll let them know tomorrow for real.
Let them know.
I will. That's half the trip for me. I'm like,
I
love this.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and it's kind of it is weird to be in the space I'm in because they do kind of want your thoughts.
Yeah.
But we also live in that time where everybody's full of shit on the internet all the time, and I'm not. And well, we talked about this beforehand where Jungle's like, be honest, just don't be rude about it, which I don't think I am. But I love telling them that stuff. I'm like, why does it say carbonated candy? It doesn't taste carbonated. It doesn't. It's just good.
Yeah.
You know. By the way, funny enough, Jones got into the THC soda game as well.
Did they really?
Yeah, it's Mary Jones, and it's like the same branding. I'm sure legally they've separated the company somewhere, but they're good.
Okay.
So I tried the root beer one recently, and two things. Not only does it taste good, but they also have the expensive resealable can lids. Have you ever seen those, like the black plastic slider thing?
I mean, that's good because some of these THC sodas are getting kind of up there in their dosage. Where I'm like, who's drinking this?
Right. Yeah, that is kind of, funny enough. Oh, there was a little
You got
it's
one?
not carbonated, but
it hurts.
actually, you know what's weird? Yeah, it's like that Smartie sweetness, like Smartie sour.
Yeah.
And okay, wait. While we're talking about Smarties, I gotta roast something. So last year, Smarties came out with this thing at the show, and we were all excited because when you go to the show, a lot of products aren't out yet. And like Haribo, for example, we spent a lot of time with them, and she gave me this killer packet that was like, here's everything we're doing for like the next 9 months. Here's if you want to do some stuff. Here's some samples, all this. Do you see what I mean? They get that weird note. It almost tasted minty for a second. I didn't like it.
Something's up with this.
I liked it up until that last moment. Well, so you're going through all these things. And anyway, so Smarties they were one of the many companies that gave us like these little clandestine pouches, right? So it'll be like, depending on the company and who's packing it, like Brock's, for example, sent them in. They were in clear plastic bags and had these like handwritten white stickers on it. It was like, this is what this is.
Yeah.
And
get a dime bag from Haribo.
but seriously, right? So Smarties came out with this one, and they had like a little bit of packaging, and we're on board. I like Smarties. Like I know it's like an old timey candy. I think they work. They're not super flavorful, but they hit for me. You know, it's like enough flavor, enough sweet. So I was excited when they were trying something new, and it was a gummy candy. I love gummy candies.
Yeah.
So we get these things out, and they're white and pink. They're in stores now, by the way. If you want to try this war crime, we have it available for sale. I'm pretty sure on sale for $1.99 a bag. You'll hate me if you try it. Or maybe not. I don't know. And this is the rudest I'll ever be. We got these things, and they're supposed to be like raspberry something. I'm pretty sure they just outright repackaged erasers.
Oh,
like
no.
It had that texture. It kind of had. It was like, imagine if an eraser had a hint of raspberry goo in it, like this raspberry speaking, the dewberry flavor. So it was like that eraser, and it was just not a pleasing texture. It's like the whole thing didn't work. And we ate them, and I'll have to see if I can find the footage from last year when we tried it in my car afterwards. I'll insert it right here. It was not good.
It feels like they liquidated a Scholastic book fair, and they're like, God, we have all these erasers. What are we going to do with
raspberry syrup.
Yeah,
soak them.
What are we going to do with these? Yeah.
And some people seem to like them, and I feel like you can't trust those people.
Yeah.
I have a wide look. I have pretty high tolerance for bad things. I have a wide berth of tastes. It was bad. That one's going to be exciting, by the way.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Smarties.
Well, and see this though, I bet will actually taste good.
Yeah, I got
Maybe.
like the tempura paint version of Smarties. Because again, I was like looking up what early aughts like candy and like those like squeezy goos.
Yeah,
were
Squeeze
at
Pop
the
Pad
top
was like a big thing for a minute.
Yeah. Oh,
Is
it this? It'd be wild if it's unsealed. All right, cool.
Okay,
It's
no,
sealed.
it is sealed. I was gonna say, if you want, just squirt a little in my cup.
Okay.
As much as I would love for
Are you
us to
sure
be
you don't have a
licking
toothbrush?
the
I
tip
can-
of this. Yeah, I wish.
Sure you don't have a toothbrush? We can...
This is another clip of me just zooming in on you.
Yep.
With the
fumbling around.
Yeah, it's okay. Dude, I do it all the time. I'm surprised the Asian Lays normally don't open the way that you do.
Oh,
So you
okay.
have to tear them weird, and then people are like, "Are you rage baiting us?" I'm like, "No,
Oh, I get that with
it's just super easy to open that
Boom
way."
Chicka Pop popcorn.
Oh,
They
yeah.
insist you open like that. Who's doing this?
I know. I wonder if they've got like an Asian co-packer or something. Hell yeah. The best part when it does not come out of the container. This is really just a test of grip strength. on the
What's
show today.
happening?
Is it really not coming out? I have to go two hands. This is the promo clip.
Did
Watch two grown men.
Did I fail?
This is so funny.
Oh no, it's just that thick.
Is it really? This is crazy. This is what everybody came to the podcast for. They're like, all right, today's Jungle Gyms.
The
Squeeze
tempura
Pop."
paint just dried.
Yeah, seriously.
What the heck?
If that's all you can get out for me, that's okay too. Yeah, not worth it. Get it for
My
you.
goodness.
That was great. Okay, so Smarty's not having a good day with us so far.
Yeah.
And I love them. That's the worst part. I hate being betrayed. I think I can get my mouth in there. Oh, now it's coming out good?
Why is there solid chunks?
Well,
Outrageous.
if this goes horribly wrong, Dave, it's been great to know you.
Yeah. Okay, there are definitely crushed up Smarties in this.
That's my first thought. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it tastes just like Smarties.
Yeah, there's definitely, because like,
So that's probably why it's hard to come out.
yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
I like it at once more and less than I thought I would. There's a hint of that medicinal note that I'm not crazy about.
I don't know. I feel like I'm having a weird fever dream.
You might be.
This was it. This was the moment.
This is the day, dude.
Yeah, this is the moment where I realized I'm not even awake.
Oh, we've been trying to reach out to you about your
What
car's
are
extended warranty.
you?
All right, is it coming out good now?
Yeah.
All right, maybe I'll take one more little.
Get you a chunk.
I want a crunch.
I wouldn't consider it a crunch.
Oh, it does feel like toothpaste, though. You're right.
Because like even toothpaste has that grit to it. That's meant to like scrape the plaque off your teeth.
The second taste was better than the first. For me.
Okay.
It is odd.
There's
It's got
also
that powdery-
squid chip around.
Yeah, right. You're telling me all these flavors don't mix? Oh wow, it is interesting. My only negative note would be there's that slight medicinal flavor.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about that, but it does taste like Smarties.
Let me get my.
I would eat that a billion times before I had those dumb squishies or whatever they called them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be mean about them.
Power ranking mine.
I know. I was just like, yeah, right. I was like, I'm never rude about this, but if they brought those into my house, I would do. I was like, I would
I will
assault them. in front of
burn
their
this
family.
place to the ground.
Yeah, with me inside.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very sweet though. I was thinking when you mentioned that, well, we should try this now because this feels like the right texture. We
Yeah.
found over in our Asian beverage section. It's one of my favorite sections. We got them at both stores. And it's on the wall back here in Fairfield. But this is called Char Gel Drink. Instant Energy, a proprietary blend of carbohydrates and vitamins. It's from the company Morinaga, who I'm pretty sure is also Japanese. Yes, but this is distributed by Morinaga in America, outside of Irvine, California. Crazy Lou's in the hot seat almost. Is he coming in? Oh, he's on the phone. Just give us a hard time. We love Crazy Lou. He's always running good deals here. He's our head of procurement, buying, a little bit of everything. Ooh.
Oh my
that was
God.
not
Why is it clear?
I know, right?
No.
Just want to make sure everybody sees how threatening that is. The sound was good too.
I was hoping it would be coffee flavored at
Yeah,
least.
this one's strawberry, I think.
Oh no.
Hear me out. If you told me if this for real works like an energy drink, I would a billion times
You'd
have
be
this
in?
instead. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think I have a child's palate at times when
Okay.
it comes to sweets.
I don't know what this reminds me of. like Jell-O that sat out a little long.
I think if this was cold, we'd feel better about it.
Correct. I think
Yeah,
that's
it's shelf-stable
true.
Jell-O, though. I kind of love this. I wonder if it tells me how much
If there's like
caffeine
if there's enough caffeine in it, we can talk.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, because, look at that. Do not microwave pouch.
Okay, well.
Refrigerate after opening and then serve within 24 hours. So we have 24 hours left. You want a little more?
Yeah, I mean.
Of course. You need a little,
I need
a little boost?
Need a little bump. Dude, imagine offering someone a coffee at your house and you just come out and squeeze a little bit of this.
Yeah, my bad, dude.
We're actually out of coffee. We have this goo.
I have this strawberry goo.
You want a cup of goo?
Yeah, I get it. It looks displeasing, but
Truly.
I think I'm weirdly up
You're
for
in?
this. Like energy Jell-O sounds delicious when you put it that way. To me. And it's like not completely solid either. I'm sorry, you're not loving it. That's okay.
Oh,
Look,
I'm so excited for
be
this
honest.
well, because like when we were walking around the store, I was like, I do have like an affinity for terrible things.
Yeah,
and
we tried.
Yeah, and because like it brings me to our next drink here, this Mogu Mogu.
Oh yes.
Oh, it says gotta chew.
Yeah. So in that,
Not the warning.
it's a nata de coco. So it's like little coconut jellies. Those are the little floaters in there.
Yeah.
They don't really have much of a flavor. It's kind of like, I joke, this is kind of like beginner's boba.
Okay.
Not that boba tea is like hard to enjoy, but
Right.
like kind of similar vibes. You're welcome to just straight up drink that if you want to. I've had a billion of these. It might not pour the chunks out as well. Is kind of where I'm also going with
I was
that.
rooting for a chunk.
Yeah, you might just have to go straight off the bottle. It's okay. Please make it yours. But like, pretty average, sweet.
What?
Right.
I got one.
Oh, you got one? Not crazy about it?
Insane texture to that.
Yes.
Coconut, right? Is that what you said this is made of?
It's like coconut jelly, but I don't think it should have too much flavor. Do you get a lot of coconut flavor?
No, not like coconut. I'm shooting for textures.
Yeah,
trying to
it's-
figure out
yeah.
how to explain this texture to those who are not lucky enough to be doing this alongside me. Because like I was expecting jelly. Got a little bit more of a chew to it.
Yeah, it's almost like a jelly candy in there. I used to buy the big ones of it because they have a slightly wider mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Because like drinking out of that is always a little
this
hard
is a
because
little
it kind of
strange.
filters it a little bit. And I'm
Yeah.
always like, I want a good blend of both the drink and the chew. I love if it's not for you.
We'll come
Let
back
it rip,
to it.
dude.
We'll come back to
Oh,
it.
okay. And look, like I told you from the jump, be honest. And we're allowed to have differing opinions.
Sure. I don't know.
Let's see what else we have at. This sounds a little scary, the M150, the other clandestine international energy drink.
Yeah. Well, also I believe Lucky had said that only had like 50 milligrams of caffeine in it,
Oh,
which
really?
is less than like your average cup
Shit,
of
well, then
coffee.
let's try a little bit. And then we'll try. We probably won't get through all the canning. I can't believe this, but we're getting close to an hour.
Oh wow.
So here you go. I'll let you pour a little in there too. Oh, that smells familiar. I guess a good way.
Okay.
Smell it. Tell me if I'm crazy.
Yeah, that
It's
smells.
like Red Bull, right?
Yeah.
I think I would call that better Red Bull, maybe.
This tastes like the dewberry stuff, or am I crazy?
It's funny. Maybe because we've been using the same cups.
That's true. I've dumped
But no, I don't-
random chunky goo in this.
But
in
you
this
know what,
cups.
though? No, I think you're not too far off. It's got that, like, intense little berry sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm.
That actually kind of good. I would pour that into a seltzer, I think, and then make worse Red Bull.
Okay. Yeah. I might take this home to my girlfriend. She loves insane textures.
Oh, yeah. If that's a flavor you think. If not, we can grab her a different one, too. That was kind of fun. All right, this is M150 non-carbonated energy drink. I love when you do this. This is a product of Thailand, also off the
Okay.
Asian beverage wall. That's crazy. Oh, 50 milligrams of caffeine per 5 ounces.
How many ounces are in the bottle?
Well, okay. So this is a 5-ounce bottle total.
Okay,
So-
great.
Okay, so the whole thing's only 50 minutes. Huh. So there's like a lot of sugar in here for this then.
Awesome.
Like, it's crazy. That's what's funny. What's so funny is to see how not caffeinated other countries are. Well, let's just pick another couple of these as we wrap up here. Anything really excite you? I know you brought out the Warheads because that was hitting for you. And then we went the classic Warheads, but you also have the popping candy.
Yeah, popping candy. I have been let down by this carbonated candy, so let's see if we can get something popping here.
And here, just since I don't know if we'll get into this at this point, I want to give a quick shout out to Stephanie Stuckey. Stephanie, I love you so much. You've been such a delight to me, even before I met you at Sweets and Snacks before I started with Jungle Gyms. We'll have you on the podcast soon. I went with the peanut log today. Ooh. I know the pecan roll is usually the move, and maybe we'll get around to it. But if not, I'm very excited to see Stephanie because she'll be at Sweets and Snacks as well.
It's giving those popsicles from grade school. You remember those that are shaped like this?
Yes. Yeah, the little frozen ones. Yeah. I had a much more evil thought, but I'll share it off camera. All right, now the real question is, do you pop it open?
I don't know. I may have really painted myself in a corner here.
That's okay. This week's episode is brought to you by Sherman Williams.
This week's episode is brought to you by Working Hands.
No, that's the worst part of the show always. It's like none of the package is opening the way you want. And people have a lot to say.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, you never opened a package before? I'm like, all right, come get on camera right now.
All right,
nerd.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that. I don't know why they all have that voice. You went what? Green apple?
Mm-hmm.
And I went blue raz. Does it go good?
ASMR.
Right.
Today we're doing popping candy. You gotta do like the...
It just sounds like a record playing.
You gotta do... It's like popping candy. And now we will be saying that your father loved you.
Yeah. I'm like, wait. Oh, no, don't combine them.
Don't combine them.
I put in one of the drones.
Oh, you can't be doing a tab with your powder. That's... It can't be.
Pro tip, kid.
Yeah. If you're doing a candy 8-ball, you're doing it the wrong way.
Oh, man. For sure. Oh, my God. The combo of flavors.
Mark mixed his uppers and his downers, gang. We
got a winner. That tastes like cat pee. Like the way cat pee smells. We say
so ammonia.
notes of gooseberry, I learned, is the way they describe that. Like if you taste a beer, you're like, that tastes like cat pee. They'll be like, it has notes of gooseberry.
Yeah,
because I guess gooseberry
is code
like
for cat piss?
I guess so, yeah. Yeah. Wow, dude, your house smells like gooseberry. It's so crazy.
I think someone in my childhood made a gooseberry pie.
Really?
At one point.
Oh my God, I bet it tasted like straight piss.
It's just cat piss.
That combo was so bad. It was
diabolical.
Oh my God, that was like, it was like they both knew that I had said something snarky before I ate
like,
it.
well.
Oh man, that was bad. Ooh, it's bringing me back because a couple funny things happened at Sweets and Snacks last year that I really laughed about. One was, and this is an easy one, but they were like doing every year, the first day of the show is just like awards for like most innovative or brand new product. And last year, the thing that won like best new innovative product was a peanut butter cup.
Oh.
And exactly.
You mean the thing that
has been popular
around forever?
Yeah. I did not understand that. And I'm hoping I could meet some of the judges tomorrow because I'm just going to blast them all.
Right.
Like in a funny way, but like,
yeah.
I was like, that's innovative? Like, that's just...
The thing Reese's can't even outdo? They keep trying.
Seriously, they can't. They've tried a billion versions.
Yeah.
And this one was fine, but it did not reinvent the wheel for it. It was like a good candy, right?
Good peanut butter cup.
You deserve a love, just not this category. It was very strange.
Yeah.
That was one. And then we had some like kind of natural food company. And this one was really bad, but it was a sunflower seed butter. And I'm like, I'm up for that. I'll try it. I love
Sun
it.
nut butter.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, huge into it. Yeah, dude, it was not it. It was gooseberry flavored. Oh. So imagine biting into this dark chocolate thing, and then it's like cat pee. Again, like more aggressive than the thing I just had. It was bad. And I was later talking with one of my friends who actually, funny enough, he's in the drink industry. Mm-hmm. I won't out him for this, but he's lovely. He's been on the show before. And he was like, oh, I'm telling him this whole thing. And he's like, yeah, that's how I got the gooseberry. He goes, oh, well, we say in the beer industry, notes of gooseberry. I was like, that's great. I'm using this forever. Well, here we are. Then he goes, we're talking about it, how we were like, thankfully it was mostly at the top and it rounded ultimately as you got like completely done. You're like, oh, there it tastes like sunflower for a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, would you rather have it at the front or at the end? It was like 100% the front. Like, I do not want the remaining taste to be this. He goes, I think I'd like it at the back. And I was just like, well, thank you for telling on yourself.
Yeah.
One, I was like, I think you like that gooseberry.
I wanted to finish with the pea taste.
Yeah, just something about it. Just like that little trickle.
Yeah.
It was so bad, dude. Oh my, I hope it's there. But the thing is, I don't remember who it was.
Yeah.
So I've been joking that tonight all I'm going to do is go through my old footage and just be like, what products I really hate? Because like 99.9% of it's delicious.
Yeah.
But there's like two items that you'll try that are terrible.
Yeah.
We had a hit with one on TikTok that was called Guppers, and it was like, imagine a giant gusher.
Oh.
But they were in cuter shapes. Like, oh, this one's the shape of birthday cake, but all the flavors are not great.
I don't love the idea of a massive gusher. I don't love that idea.
I think I would if it was done well. Like, but if this is one of those where like the outside texture had like, you know, the sticky hands that you'd have as a kid. Oh. So, okay, that's the exterior.
Yeah.
So like already I'm just like, oh my God, all I can think of is how this is covered in all the shit on the bottom of the school bus floor.
Right.
But they were individually packaged. The internet was crazy about it. But I like when you popped it, it would just burst, but not very much. That was the other thing, is that there was like almost no goo. So I'm just like, this whole thing was not great. I hope they do well. I think we have them in stores now, but I hope the flavors expand, because I was all excited. They had like boba tea flavored ones. I was like, all right, a little taro candy sounds fun. And then I was like, it's not really.
It's like, I imagined like if you just had a large gusher like that, that like the ratio is correct,
right?
You know,
yeah, I can see that too.
With like a bowl, like
right, exactly.
You eat it in half, and you're like,
I'm like, oh, Dave and I are cutting into it. Oh, it's cake.
Yeah,
we need more of those. Well, dang, we tried a lot of good stuff today.
Yeah,
we have more. Is there anything else you really want to try right here? Feel good?
I mean, we got to finish with the pretzels. You had.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're busting them. And here, I'll start popping these open. Dave, why don't you tell me where we can follow you on social media? How do we get tickets to your show this week? Because we've got one coming up on May 15th.
We do.
You're doing that in celebration of both my mother and my dog Bark Morrison's birthday.
There we go. Perfect. I did.
Morrison loves the self-titled Blink album, so he knows.
So you can follow me on Instagram at FullSpinDave, and my YouTube channel is the Full Spin Club. If you would check out local comedians, local business owners, people like Mark talking about their favorite album. And then you can get tickets to the People versus Blink-182 at CommonwealthSanctuary.com. You can also just check out CommonwealthSanctuary.com for their amazing lineup of shows coming up down the pike. Their calendar is super stacked throughout the summer.
I love that you guys are bringing back Michael Ian Black for the anniversary. I missed it because I got hurt literally the day of the show.
We were very excited to get Rory Scovel.
Yeah, Rory Scovel's a great one.
Rory Scovel.
Well, we just had, you had Gianmarco Ceresi in last fall, and then I had him on the show. I had him on the show that day. We just aired it recently, but great. You guys have been killing it.
It's a great club. If you're into local comedy, which I think everyone should be, please invest in your local venues. Yeah, not unlike Commonwealth Sanctuary, Bombs Away at the Comet.
Yeah.
Go Bananas.
Go Bananas.
Any of those. And check out local comics. Try comedy. I don't know. Give it a shot.
Yeah, if you like to. Yeah. It's better do it here instead of thinking you'll be on Kill Tony.
Avoid going on Kill Tony. I don't know.
I had that moment where I was like, I'll bomb an hour, but I can do a good interview.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is a terrible idea. Oh my gosh.
But yes. So please come out. Show support. This is the last People versus we are doing before our summer hiatus.
Okay.
So it's like sort of an act now thing.
Yeah.
Before we come back in the fall, where we have the likes of Limp Bizkit and whatnot coming down the pike. Yeah.
That's
so
what I'm definitely
if you have strong opinions about
really
bands such as Blink-182 or Limp Bizkit,
you
the audience member, are actually a part of the jury. So that's the part of the fun angle is that you have your chance to be heard. Drake actually won his trial because of a rogue juror. So
that's crazy.
Hey, sometimes you got to get in there and you got to.
And that rogue juror, Kendrick Lamar. What? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Man. Well, Dave, thank you so much for having me on the show too. I appreciate it.
Oh, sure. Thank you so much for having me come here.
Anytime.
It's a weird fever dream. I loved it.
Yeah, it is. Dude, what a strange day. What do you think of the pretzel bites?
They're great. They taste like, Hawaiian sweet rolls, a little bit of salt on top.
Pretzel. Yeah, exactly. A nice blend. It's not quite pretzel squid, but we'll get there.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but I did like it.
I just forgot. You're with another friend of the show very close there, Tuba Bacon Company. If anybody could make a pretzel squid, I'm pretty sure it's Drew and Valerie.
Yeah, we should
That's
I'm bringing him the chips.
I'm bringing the chips.
I'm bringing him the chips.
We don't even
Make
need it to
this.
taste like that. Just this is the picture. Yeah. Here's a screenshot.
Yeah, here's this. It's a dead squid. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We wrap it in a pretzel and everyone's happy.
Everyone will like it. This is a Swabian recipe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for trying all these things. We'll try some more off air too. And everyone, make sure you follow. I've given all kinds of links. I put a link to the episode I did with David. It was really fun. The format's great. And he's a great host. Let's see. Follow Commonwealth Sanctuary. Follow Full Spin Dave. We'll give all those links in there too. It's a great time. Wish me luck at the Sweets and Snacks Expo. It's going to be a lot of walking, and we know I'm very bad at that. And in the meantime, I'll see you out there in the aisles. The Jungle Gyms podcast is recorded in the WJJI studio inside Jungle Gyms International Market in Fairfield, Ohio. The Jungle Gyms podcast is produced and hosted by Mark Borison.